And hello, Thomas.
What's up?
What are we on? Week 7? Week
Ha-
7 podcast.
Halfway point in the season.
Halfway point in the season, and no more undefeated teams.
Nope, they both went down this
They
week.
both went down, but we still have a winless team.
Yep.
What do you think about that team, Thomas?
Well, I think injuries probably plagued them a little bit with losing Swift. But I feel like when you take receivers the way that they took them and they don't pan out and you don't have the running backs to counteract that receiver room that you got, it leads to losses.
We want to thank our friends from Corona, our import beer of the month.
Yeah. This is good.
Corona Premier, 90 calories, 2.6 grams of carbs.
Yeah. Nice.
Thank you. All right, we don't have a guest speaker today because nobody is brave enough to come in.
Yeah, thanks for that.
So we're looking for one for next week. So we're going to go ahead and break into the games this week. Tom, you want to go first?
Sure. The first game up is the 3-3 Buffalo Tots versus the 5-1 Bulldogs. Currently on the projection here, it's got the the Tots by almost 20. We saw what happened last week when Thug was favored to beat Tots by 20. I think it's a similar thing here. I'm going to take the Bulldogs to win by 10.
All right, and so, Thomas, there's a lot of buys. The buys have started last week. There wasn't that many, but this is the first
Big
full
week.
week you're going to feel the buys. And this first game is Slap 'em Sleep is 2-4, and White Lightning Black Hammers 2-4. This is the first place coach ranked team versus the second ranked coach ranked team. So they've been putting the right players in, but they've just been losing.
Yeah.
Slap 'em leads this series 5-4. Slap 'em continues that stretch and wins this game by 10.
And congratulations to Slap 'em. I believe he is the one to knock off the undefeated team. Right?
And he is, which goes to show you any week, any win.
Yeah. To my previous one, the Tots leads that series 6-4. I believe I forgot to say that. Moving on to my next matchup, we have the already talked about 0-6 Slam Bammers versus pretty much the 0-6, but the 1-5 Funny Guy. The projections here look pretty sad. I won't even go over the score, but let's just say it's low. Funny Guy leads this series 3-0 all time, and I think just like Javon last week, I think Slam Bammers gets off his downward spiral, and I predict him to win by 0.4 of a point this week.
Ooh.
That's what I think's going to happen.
That's 4 yards.
And let me say, I hope it happens. I think about it a lot. I hope you lose by 0.4.
My second game of the week is the 4-2 Fear of the Turtle versus the 1-5 Red Zone Warriors. Thomas, Red Zone's off to yet another bad start. What do you think he needs to do?
I think you can look back to some other teams that are in the league. Refuse. They kind of had a slow start. They've been a banger the last few years, winning some games. So I think sometimes it's just an adjustment coming to the league, and it's unique. So I think some people are used to certain ways. You come in here, it takes a few years, you get your feet wet, and then
I'm going to
take
tend
off.
to agree with you on that.
Yeah.
Fear of the Turtle, in my opinion, is the best team in the AFC at this point of the season. I mean, he's just waxing off teams left and right like it ain't nothing. Like, I've been here before. I'm done. I'm doing this. I'm not new to the league, so I'm going to kick your ass. It's pretty much what I'm getting out of that.
Right.
He wins this game by 40.
Ooh. Our next game up here is a good one. I'm going to go ahead and call it the premier game of the week.
Oh, yeah.
It is the 4-2 Bunkin' Ain't Easy versus the 3-3 Child's Play. Bunk leads this series all time 7-4. Both teams need this win for playoff purposes. Okay? If Child's Play wins, it's going to give you the head-to-head if you end up with a tie score. Bunk needs this win to maintain with Cooley, who has a tough game coming. I think it is going to be a close game, but I am going to take Bunk It Ain't Easy to win here by 8.
Okay, and my third game is the 3-3 Prime Times versus the 3-3 Refuse to Lose. Refuse leads this series 6-3. I'm going to tell you what, Tom, looking at some of these rosters, the waiver wire is going to be hot tonight.
Oh, yeah.
It is going to be hot tonight. That being said, this is going to be a very close match. I'm going to give it to Prime by 3.
We had a listener talk about how I don't pop Ryan's top when he gets thirsty, so there we go on that one.
I appreciate you, Nathan.
I wasn't going to mention her name. My last game on this side it's a biggie. It's the 5-1 Cooley versus Buddy Thug 3-3. And out of all the years they've been in here, they've only played each other one time. It was won by Thug. No, I have that wrong. It was won by Cooley. This one was also a very low projected game. I was very surprised, and I want to say in the lineup, currently Thug was the only one with a player missing. But I am going to pick him to win here by 3.
Okay, and I have my AFC premier game of the week. Is the 4-2 Hawk Stars versus the 5-1 Washington Foreskins. Hawkstar leads this series 6-3, and as much as I want to project Foreskin for the win, he's got way too many buys this week. There's not much left on the free agent list. I think it would take a miracle for him to win this game, and Hawkstars wins this by 17.
With that being said, guys, one news update. Thursday, kickoff is the trade deadline. I know we haven't had a trade in it seems like 5 years, but...
Well, we haven't had one since we pulled back the date.
So if you're working on something, it's going to have to be done by the kickoff on Thursday. I know for myself, we have practice on Thursday for my kids. So if I do not answer that phone,
call me.
Call Ryan. But we will try to get it. If you send me a text that's before kickoff,
it will go through.
We will make sure it goes through.
Yes, that's correct.
I'm not going to hold it against somebody because me and Ryan were busy and we didn't get to it. So.
And I'm going to tell you now, if y'all are like going down to the wire where it's real close to kickoff, don't send no text. Call me directly.
Right.
Because we're not playing no games. If it's after the kickoff, that's it.
Right.
Like I'm talking about, like boom, ding, ding, ding. It's not happening.
Right. Good luck.
The only other thing that I have is we haven't started counting ad drops at this time. Remember, you have 14 before the 14th week. None once the playoffs start. So you guys that think you're a caliber team, which is pretty much everyone still right now except for 1 or 2, start getting your team right because 14, that's it. I'll probably update that if not this weekend, next weekend. It's still a little early and there shouldn't be anybody that's real close. That's all I have, Thomas.
That's it for me.
Hey, from the Draft Room, Premier, signing off.